Have you told your friends that you see ghosts?
Oh, absolutely not.
Gina Rodriguez returns in Not Dead Yet.
I'm back, baby!
Who is up?
Oh, she's the obituary writer.
And Brad Garrett joins the brilliant ensemble cast.
Titan, Maverick, Titan of all Mavericks. These are all words used to describe me.
Not Dead Yet. Season premiere. Tonight, 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC. And stream on Hulu.
Everybody, thank you for realizing that, hey, there's another episode in our feed, or just being on our Facebook page and seeing that we posted it, whatever. So Scott and I have been talking about doing this particular side podcast for almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So we're finally biting the bullet because we wanted to do this. We wanted to do a side show called Soundtracking, in which we sit down and we break down soundtracks to movies. It doesn't have to be a horror movie. If there's a movie that we watch for horror movie night that has a good enough soundtrack to discuss it, you better believe that we'll do an episode on it. But otherwise, we're just going to cover all of the shit that we love from the 90s and 80s music soundtrack wise, and beyond. So what better one to start off with than the movie that we probably have talked about the most on our show, Can't Hardly Wait. So the way that we want to do this is we're going to break down the soundtrack track by track, kind of reminisce about the scenes that the songs represent, what songs are good, what songs are garbage. And then in a lot of cases, there's a ton of great songs that just don't make it onto the soundtrack. We're going to discuss those and like what songs absolutely should have been on the soundtrack. I am of the mind that when Can't Hardly Wait came out, it was around the exact same time that The Wedding Singer and Forrest Gump came out. And those movies got 2 soundtracks apiece because there was so much music in them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
This absolutely deserved a Can't Hardly Wait Volume 2 with all of this extra stuff because there's so many great songs that just are missing. So it kicks off with the appropriately titled Graduate by Third Eye Blind, which is one of my favorite Third Eye Blind songs because Third Eye Blind, I feel like, is one of those bands that kind of represents like the very poppy alternative rock. And like Graduate's one of the few songs of theirs that really fucking rips. And I've always wanted a good pop punk cover of this song because I feel like it's designed for like an awesome gang vocal yell on that "Can I Graduate" at the start.
That's a genius
and it's a great way to kick off the soundtrack.
Well, I mean, I think that
I have good ideas. I'm just not a good musician.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's, I mean, like you said, you have to kick off the Can't Hardly Wait soundtrack with Graduate. It's the only appropriate song to start it with.
Yeah, I think. And that intro scene is so good. Like you don't see anybody's face, you hear people talking. And they're like, "Oh my god!"
But they start that with, but that song in the beginning of the movie is "Open Road" song by Eve Six, which is the best song Eve Six ever wrote.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't even remember where I don't think Graduate's in the movie. I think Graduate was in the trailer.
No, son, don't fuck with this knowledge. Graduate is playing when Preston and what's his female best friend's name? Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Her and so Denise Fleming is a tampon.
We just have Can't Hardly Wait Tourette's. Like we just randomly will say
and PCU, pretty much. Those 2 movies on horror movie night, which is like, just like fucking can't stop ourselves.
And in our chats, basketball. We have basketball Tourette's in our chat rooms.
And don't worry, that's coming. So I'm almost positive, and if anybody knows this, has watched this movie more recently than either of us, which is entirely possible, they can shout out on the SoundCloud link or on the group that we're wrong, but I'm pretty positive it is playing in the diner when Preston and Denise are talking about going to the party.
That makes sense. I think that might be right. All the other ones I mostly remember where they are. There's two that I don't, and they're awful songs, so it's not really that big of a deal. So let's move on to the next track, because it's the song that they did a music video for to promote the soundtrack. Because kids, any of you listening who are like 16 or younger, back in the day they used to make music videos to promote soundtracks. Can't Get Enough of You Baby by Smash Mouth. This was back before there was the Smash Mouth backlash, and we were still kind of okay with them as a band.
Oh my god!
But,
Yeah, well, but they were already really big, right? Because wasn't Walking on the Sun was in this movie as well.
Yeah,
Like
they got
had
two songs.
They must have gotten these songs for pennies on the dollar. Like that, there's no way that they had the budget for all these massively popular songs. Like, fucking Damn It was on this, and like Walking on the Sun. Anyway,
But Can't Get Enough of You Baby, I think, is the only song that was written for the soundtrack. Because everything else on in this movie, for the most part, is available on the albums that came out prior to Can't Hardly Wait. Can't Get Enough of You Baby wasn't available until the following year on their sophomore album. But I think that this was the best type of Smash Mouth, was the Walking on the Sun, Can't Get Enough of You Baby, where it was like that 60s garage rock throwback.
yeah.
And I don't know why they ever
very
stopped
like
doing it.
surfy.
Yeah,
Well,
like
they went where the money went.
That's true, but I actually really do enjoy their cover of Can't Get Enough of You Baby. It's a really fun song, and I still play it at a lot of parties. Like, if I'm DJing parties, I absolutely play Can't Get Enough of You Baby at those parties.
Well, and also I think a lot of people do not realize that this is a cover. I don't remember who did it originally. It was like some rando band, right? From the 60s.
Yeah, it was a random. Yeah, it was Question Mark and the Mysterions.
Yeah. No wonder nobody remembers that goddamn band name. Because your band name sucked. But the whole point of mentioning that this was like written for the movie is that the music video has it's got Jennifer Love Hewitt in it, right?
Yeah, she's dancing on stage. There's a really funny part in the music video, and I miss when music videos would do this, where there's a guy in the audience and he's like he's holding this girl real close, and he's singing along to the song like real obnoxiously over top of the track, and the band stops and they look at him and he looks up and he goes, we're the ones singing this, sir. And then go back into the song.
This is my song. That's what he says.
Yeah,
I have not. Okay, so for anybody listening that doesn't know Matt is obsessed with 90s music. He like posts. Are you still doing a 90s song every single day on your Facebook? I'm pretty sure you are.
It turned to 80s. I had ran out of 90s songs after 7 years.
Yeah, wow. It took a while. Anyway, so Matt knows the 90s and knows 90s music videos pretty well. So the fact that he didn't get that one right off the bat means a lot to me, that I was able to just one-up you there. So there we go. But on to the next track. I already mentioned it. Damn It by Blink-182, their breakout hit off of their sophomore album, Dude Ranch.
Iconic song in the scene as well. Like, that's the thing, and we already know what we're going to do for next month, so I don't want to say anything there. But one of the issues I have with this soundtrack and next month's soundtrack is that the songs that were picked to be on the soundtrack, only a handful of them are like, you hear the song and you immediately remember the exact moment that song happened.
Yeah, there's a guy who does a fucking backflip to this one. That's why I remember it.
Yeah, this is when the cops show up.
No. Isn't it when they're going to the party is the first time you hear it, or is it when the guy? Or is it when the cops show up? I thought it was.
It's when the cops show up.
Okay.
It's absolutely when the cops show up, because I remember being in the theater and hearing that guitar riff and like losing my mind, because this was like my favorite song when it came out, and like so it's like, oh shit, this is this movie.
You ever see that Dave Chappelle skit with John Mayer when they're doing like the white people music, and he's like, play the fight riff, and then like gets all the white people like upset, and that's what I think about when I think of the beginning to Damn It.
So then the next song, I don't know anything else by this guy Broham, but I fucking love this song.
I don't even
I walked
recognize
in.
the name of it. What part of the song? What part of the movie is it?
It's right around when Mike Dexter shows up, but it's like the party didn't start till I walked in, and it probably won't leave before, and I probably won't leave until the thing ends. But in the meantime, the in between time, I go for yours, you'll go for mine. Like it's this rap song is just about being the fucking life of the party.
I was
So
really
I
impressed
don't-
that you did like 5 bars. I was waiting for you to stop.
But yeah, like it's a pretty hype song. It's not one that's like an iconic moment, but as far as like the songs that I didn't know when I bought the soundtrack, it was probably the one I listened to the most. I was like, man, this song's great. But there's not much to talk about. The Busta Rhymes song is the song that got me into Busta Rhymes.
God damn it! Damn you, Busta Rhymes.
It's the song that samples the theme from Knight Rider.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's what plays it when they show Kenny. Yeah, it's what plays when they show Kenny
Yeah.
like that. It's a great song.
Oh, because it's got the fucking Knight Rider theme in it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you put that. Do you remember there was that Indian? There was like that Indian techno song that came out in like the mid 2000, like early 2000s that sampled the Knight Rider theme, and it was fucking awesome. And it used to be on MTV2 all the time.
No, I don't remember that. But anything that's got the Knight Rider theme gets me pretty hyped up.
Yeah, it's one of the best theme songs of all time. Now we hit a real. There's a real dip in this soundtrack, and it happens right around Missy Elliott's "Hit 'Em with the He."
Yeah.
I have no clue when the song is in this movie.
Me neither.
In this movie.
I cannot help you there. Actually, I think that the next three songs I don't even know what they are or where they are in the movie.
And they are the 3 worst songs on the soundtrack. So we got the Missy Elliott's "Hit 'Em with the He." It's whatever. I mean, I don't hate Missy Elliott, but I'm not a fan. KP and Envy, who I've never heard of before or after, with the song "Swing My Way," which is the worst song on the album. It's just a very generic slow jam, like
They needed
R&B
it for
song.
a slow dance part of the movie that probably didn't even show up in the final
Probably.
cut.
It's very whatever. Parliament, the song's pretty good. It's Parliament Funkadelic. It's George Clinton. It's one of like George Clinton's like 14 fucking bands. It's just a generic song that's in the background in the scene as they're walking around the party. It sounds like anything you've ever heard by George Clinton.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a very like funky track. But then
Yes. Oh yes.
Then we get to "It's Tricky" by Run DMC, which for years I thought was a Bloodhound Gang song. I did not realize that was a cover for the longest time until I saw "Can't Hardly Wait."
Yeah,
So-
and that's the part where Denise walks in on Kenny blow drying his wet pants and reading a pocket-sized Kama Sutra book. Well, and I believe he's.
Well, I mean, it's really just that whole scene.
Oh, that's right. He like closes the thing. He closes the door like very gently, and then he like takes off his backpack. It's like the love kit.
And then the song just kicks fucking in. It's great.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not 100%, but I'm close with these remembrances. So, song 10. I have a quick story about this because it's "High" by Feeder, and Megan was. We were making dinner a couple weeks ago, and she had her Spotify on, or maybe it was Pandora. It was Pandora, actually, and it was some mix radio station or whatever. And I don't even remember how it came up. It was like 90s, maybe it was Cranberries or something like that. And "High" came on, and I was singing along, and she's like, "I have never heard this song in my life." I'm like, "Are you serious?" This was like, I had this record. This was a terrible record, by the way. This is the only good song on that record. And I wasted $15 hard-earned $19.99 on it.
I mean, it sucks because there's like, I've heard a handful of songs by Feeder, and I also bought one of their albums. And it's definitely one of those bands where they had like maybe 5 or 6 songs that were genuinely good, but strung out across like 3 or 4 albums. Like they could never just make a good album. But I am a big fan of the song "High."
Oh yeah, it's such a good song. It's really fun to sing along to as well. And that part is where, oh shit, is that the part where, is something with the pool part of the movie? Is that where I'm?
I was thinking that it's when he like gets dumped by her. When he talks to Amanda and.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where that is. Because I was confusing that with another song. There's another song on this soundtrack that's a pretty damn good song. And I always confuse where both of them fall. Black Lab had one of my all-time favorite songs from the 90s. And no one seems to remember it. It was a song called Time Ago. And if I sent it to you, if I sent you the song, you'd be like, oh shit. Like, it's a song that no one remembers until I play it for them. But the song "Tell Me What You Say" is definitely not one of their better efforts. It's definitely right there with "Hit 'Em with the He" as like far as I can pretty much hit that skip button immediately when it comes on, because I want to get to the best song Matthew Sweet has ever written and recorded as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Farther Down is it is the song of "Can't Hardly Wait," and it is such a beautiful song.
I personally don't feel it as the song from Can't Hardly Wait, but it is a great song.
But I'm saying is like, because it's the song that appears, I think it appears like 2 or 3, like it's the song that is incorporated into some of the musical score. Like it was the, like, you know how like in The Wedding Singer there's the I Want to Grow Old with You song that like you hear pop up in the musical score. Like that's, if you listen further down, appears in the background like musical score throughout the movie. It is like the love theme of Preston and Amanda. Like,
Amanda Beckett.
well, he's got t-shirts sometimes.
Got hair. So then we get the title track, "Can't Hardly Wait" by The Replacements, which is a good song. But
and it's the first time I ever heard The Replacements.
Yeah,
I never knew who they were.
And that was pretty mind blowing for me, because I was like, these guys have a really big discography. Because like, I was like, who are these guys? And they must have been 40 when this movie came out. Like they were not in their prime.
Yeah. I mean, I did, humble brag here. I did sit down and interview the writer and director of Can't Hardly Wait, and he was saying that basically they had no clue because the movie was originally called The Party. And then they had to change the name at the last second, and because
that's a garbage name for a movie.
Pretty much. But he said that they were listening to The Replacements because it was his favorite band, and he's just like, why not just call it Can't Hardly Wait? And then they got the rights to put the song in the movie and on the soundtrack. So it was The Replacements are why it's called this, basically.
Even since the 90s, I kind of assumed that, because I knew that The Replacements wouldn't have written a song specifically for this film.
Yeah. And I would argue it's like probably top 3 songs that The Replacements ever wrote. It's a really fucking good song.
Absolutely.
And then, so this is the song that I always get confused with High. Umbrella by Dog's Eye View, who Dog's Eye View is another, like, one of those one-hit wonder 90s bands who I really like.
Didn't they have a bigger song than this? Yeah,
they had the song Everything Falls Up.
That's right.
And then I get to try to put it back together. But Umbrella is the song that's playing when Amanda's taking all of the pictures down off of her mirror.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it's a pretty cool jam, but like Dog's Eye View, I bought one of their albums because I loved Everything Falls Apart, and they have 2 good songs, and it's Umbrella and Everything Falls Apart. And then you can't not end the Can't Hardly Wait soundtrack with some GNR, Paradise City. It's probably the most iconic musical moment in the movie.
I know this song. A guy I used to tutor in math made me listen to it. I love the part where the girls like see his chub and they like do the thing with their hands. It's like, oh, it's like a 12-inch penis. And then they are like, oh my God. Like, this was absolutely written by a dude.
I also love the line. Did those 2 girls just go in the makeout room with William Lecter? Yeah. They're so lucky. How the hell? I'm just looking here and I see that Entertainment Weekly ranked this movie as number 44 on the 50 best high school movies of all time, and I call
they
bullshit.
Can eat shit. Yeah, this is top 10. Easy. And it's not just because we were in high school when this movie came out.
No.
It is so good.
It's worth noting, I know we're talking about the soundtrack, but like I'm looking at just the small appearances of famous people that pop up in this movie. You've got Chris Owen, who you know as the Shermanator. You've got Jason Segel. You've got how do you pronounce her name? Clea DeVille?
Clea Duvall.
Clea Duvall from The Faculty. Jamie Presley's in here. Sean Patrick Thomas. Freddie Rodriguez pops up in this from 6 Feet Under. Donald Faison. Selma Blair is in this movie.
Yeah. Selma Blair.
Jerry O'Connell. Jenna Elfman at like the peak of her popularity. Brecken Meyer. Amber Benson from Buffy.
Oh, she's Banana Girl. Yeah.
Like it's.
I always forget that she's in this movie
because she has no line. She's in one shot.
It's because she's high, staring at a. I feel like the girl who was crying drunk girl that got cut from the movie almost entirely. I feel like that's she and Amber Benson as Banana Girl are my 2 favorite background characters easily.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. I think everyone just weirdly remembers the the Banana Girl because it's such a weird shot. But then there's a shit ton of songs that to me are way more iconic in this movie than almost any of the songs on the soundtrack. Like, how is Mandy not on this soundtrack?
Because it probably costs too much money.
That's true.
That's what I'm thinking.
Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits, another song that's pretty heavily used in the movie, not in the soundtrack. Yeah. 6 Undergrounds by the Sneaker Pimps, which is a great fucking song.
Yeah.
When Amanda walks into the party. I already mentioned Open Road song. I'll Make Love to You by the Boys to Men has a great appearance in this movie.
You missed London by Third Eye Blind.
Yes, when he catches her making out with the...
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean. All of these songs, I'm looking at all the featured music songs, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was in this scene. It's got one of the best soul coughing songs, and that song is so fucking hard to find, and it makes me angry because it's so good. It's the song that's playing when Kenny's like going down the list of all, he's like nine eligible babes, and it's like Valada, 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 Valada. Like, it's like this weird, just like singing gibberish song in the background, and it's so fucking good. It's the best soul coughing song. Walking on the Sun, when he's telling his backstory of how he met Amanda. Cold Beverages, like G-Love and the Special Sauce, not like my favorite thing in the world, but Cold Beverage might be like top 10 90s songs for me. I love that song.
I want to talk about the scene when Creed Ode plays because it really cemented Creed as such a fucking bro band. It's when that's exactly what the guitar sounded like. I'm embarrassed to say that I bought and enjoyed My Own Prison because it was like Metallica light, you know.
You know what? I still to this day will defend a few tracks on My Own Prison. Creed made a lot of crap after that album, but My Own Prison was a decent enough album.
Yeah, it really doesn't have that many bad songs on it. I mean, it's I don't
Human
like
Clay, however.
Oof.
That was the beginning of the end at that point. I love that Jennifer Love Hewitt has a song in the movie that didn't even make it on the soundtrack. They couldn't even throw her that bone.
And we'll be talking about her failed music career again in July.
311 All Mixed Up. I mean, I guess a lot of the songs.
God, I love that record too. I know every line. Okay, you know how you can like just spout off fucking rap shit from the 90s?
Yeah.
I can rap 311, that record from start to finish, embarrassingly well. I
forget when it was, but one time you were just like, I still know all the words to Hive by 311.
Come on like a nightmare. Yeah. Dude, I fucking rule anybody on 311. I am the whitest white boy rapper.
And then we got White Zombie, More Human Than Human, which is like the best song that Rob Zombie has ever written. Like,
I don't know, man. Dragula in Idle Hands it really did it for me.
That's true. Oh man, Idle Hands we should put on the list.
It's already on the list. Don't worry.
Cool. Inside Out. I actually am trying to remember when that. I'm sure it's just like background music in a party scene.
Yeah, I don't even remember which part of the party it is, but it's like maybe 10 seconds. It's not. But the funny thing is that they have 3 Eve 6 songs on this, right?
Two.
Oh, just 2.
2 Third Eye Blind and 2 Smash Mouth.
Yeah, 2 Smash Mouths. Oh, man.
The only other song that I really want to draw attention to that didn't make it into the movie, and I don't even remember where...
Oh, please. I think I know which one you're going to say. Please say it.
I don't even remember where it is in the movie, but it's a very forgotten one-hit wonder song that I fucking love, which is Sugarcane by the Space Monkeys.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say "Grooves in the Heart," man.
No, Groove is in the Heart's a great song. I mean, that doesn't need to be discussed. But I bought the Space Monkeys CD because of how much I like the song "Sugarcane," and that is another like that is not a good song. But the chorus, I still love the chorus.
You bought that album,
Yeah.
and it was not terrible.
No, it's terrible, but the song "Sugarcane" was still good.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, I can feel the sugarcane flowing, trying to change my mind. Yo, when the people say.
This episode is like 1/3 us just shit rapping.
Tune in next week for more shit
when we do some more shit rapping. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, will I say that this is the best soundtrack that I own? No. Will I say that it's one of the soundtracks that I can put on and immediately just feel nostalgic? Absolutely. Like this movie, and I think it's because Can't Hardly Wait was like right in that. It reminds me a lot of like Dazed and Confused, which is another movie that got 2 soundtracks. Dazed and Confused in the sense that the music is such a character throughout the film that it was like really the only... there wasn't another option to kick off soundtracking as a bonus series than Can't Hardly Wait. Like it kind of was what lit the fire under our asses to be like, all right, let's do this. Like, let's talk about this soundtrack because it is a very good soundtrack.
Yeah, you really can't fuck with this soundtrack. I mean, you can try, but I'll just rap 311 at you.
That'll put you in your place. So hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode. We'll be dropping another one next month for sure. And we'll see how this goes. We're hoping to try to get you guys some more bonus content. We feel like we've been really denying you guys a lot of it as of late. So I hope you guys like it.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.